А?
Коллеги, добрый день.
Добрый день.
Коллеги, доброе утро. Меня слышно?
И как вы думаете, может быть, вам сегодня не надо? Может быть, вы все уже знаете?
А мы пропустили, вас не слышно было.
Ой, простите, пожалуйста, у меня иногда зависает в офисе, к сожалению, интернет. Как вы думаете, нужно ли вам сегодня еще разочек провериться, или вы, в принципе, уже все знаете, как всегда?
Я просто жду сейчас новую презентацию, но по большому счету это же всего лишь повтор экрана, правильно?
Да,
Поэтому
да, как мы с вами
без
всегда делаем.
презентации, я думаю, что не думаю, что без презентации повлияет. Я сейчас загружу на всякий случай ее.
Мгм.
Это не то. Окей. И мы с вами просто на всякий случай посмотрим буквально.
Хорошо, давайте. Ирина, у вас как дела? Все хорошо?
Да, все в порядке.
Все, я думаю, с вами можно ничего не проверять. Мы с вами все
Мгм.
уже знаем.
Ага. Вот сейчас у меня уже есть кое-какой вопрос. Сейчас попытаюсь открыть сначала презентацию, да. Так. Мгм. Щас, секундочку. Мгм. Ну вот, если все хорошо, то вы должны видеть уже
Угу.
презентацию. Кажется,
Все,
так.
отлично, супер. Все
Немножко
хорошо
изменили
видно, полный
фотографии
экран.
просто. Да,
Да.
немножко изменили фотографии, но в принципе все видно.
Ага. У вас очень красивая презентация, я не устаю вам это говорить.
Спасибо большое. Спасибо.
Так, у нас вот, я вижу, подключились от посольства.
Доброе утро.
Доброе.
Все, ухожу в свой канал.
Так, все, мне кажется, я зашла. Оля появилась, да, ведь?
Да-да-да, все
Ну
хорошо.
все, отлично.
Коллеги, а вы не подскажете, сегодня вот, вторая презентация, она будет с перерывом или по той
Да,
же?
смотрите, да, мы закончим с вами вот здесь с катором в 1, а следующее будет в 2. Я думаю, что вам можно вообще не подключаться уже точно на техпрогон. Вы можете зайти, наверное, где-нибудь, не знаю, в 1:50, в 1:55 и спокойно подключиться уже ближе к делу. Поэтому у вас будет точно час перерыва.
Хорошо, спасибо. По той же ссылке.
У вас должна, мне кажется, прийти новая ссылка на ОМАН,
Хорошо.
вторую часть, да.
Хорошо, спасибо. Понятно.
Так, презентацию Татьяны Михайловны все видно, все ок. А можно фото? Ага, все, Олесь, я тебя тоже вижу.
Отлично.
Вижу, слышу. Единственное, что она у тебя теперь не в полный экран почему-то. Как-то мы с тобой вчера делали.
Да-да-да, я сейчас его сделаю.
Ага, давай еще разочек проверим.
Мгм. Так, что-то я забыла, секундочку.
Тебе нужно наверху нажать «Просмотр», полноэкранный режим.
Да-да-да, он у меня и был.
Все, супер, все работает.
Так, сейчас на начало поставлю. Так, демонстрация, вид, докладчик. Супер.
Да, супер, можешь пока что отключить себя и звук.
Оля, там кто-то пишет про презентацию. Это не выступающие же
Нет,
в чате?
Нет, они просят отослать презентации
А,
нам заранее.
Так, здравствуйте.
Добрый день.
Слышно меня?
Да-да-да, все отлично слышно. Я вас даже чуть-чуть вижу.
Да, хорошо. Ну, тут камеру потом настроим. Хорошо, мы пока выключим. Когда господин посол подойдет,
Ага,
он обратно все включит.
хорошо. Собственно, у него не будет никакой презентации, поэтому просто с камерой. И можно вас попросить предупредить господина посла, что он должен будет при своей речи выбрать английский канал в переводе.
Да, хорошо, конечно. Я ему сейчас его тогда включу.
Да, вы его, пожалуйста,
Канал.
предупредите, он будет говорить, соответственно, на арабском.
Так, а вы будете говорить, если кто-то на английском, если кто-то на русском, то перевод будет на арабский или на английский?
У нас только канал английский, русский. Если он готов слушать на русском, то после завершения своей речи он должен выбрать русский канал. И тогда будет
Так, я
слушать.
понял. Значит, просто ставлю ему English.
Да, пока что на время его речи ставьте English, как только он закончит. Если будет готов слушать других участников, то нужно будет поменять на русский канал.
Нет, но он русский-то не знает. Он, если...
Все, тогда оставляйте только English, да.
Тогда оставляем English. Я имею в виду, на арабском ничего не будет.
Нет,
Все хорошо, я выключаю микрофон.
все, супер, спасибо вам большое.
Оля, видео уже проверяли? Может быть, попробовать видео, проверить, все ли открывается нормально? Наверное,
Оно-
больше по технической части.
Оно же открывается нормально, он просто как будто бы подтормаживает из-за интернета.
Мгм. А переводчик здесь уже, он уже ушел в комнату, да?
Да.
Скажите, мы же потом получим, наверное, контактные данные всех тех, кто принимал участие, чтобы разослать им информацию, там, презентации и так далее.
От нас, собственно, будет общий follow-up, поэтому я думаю, что мы с вами как-то скоординируемся и вышлем общие все материалы.
Да,
понятно,
это уже
спасибо.
просто мероприятие.
Да, понятно.
Да, мы сделаем рассылку.
Добрый день.
Добрый день.
Да. Как меня слышно?
с вами- Да, все слышно, все супер. Давайте мы попробуем потестить, поделиться экраном.
Давайте.
У вас есть все права.
Мгм. Спасибо, сейчас найду. Так. Вот это.
Супер. А вы знаете, как сделать полноэкранный режим?
Так, сейчас, секунду.
Вот почти, вот где View, только не в Edit, а по View вам нужно. View,
Ага.
и там, Full Screen Mode. Давайте посмотрим, полистаемся. Все, отлично, отлично. Да, все очень хорошо.
Мгм, мгм.
Все, супер.
Все, супер. Да, мы тогда подключаемся ровно в 12.
А вы можете, честно говоря, не отключаться, просто выключить камеру и звук. Через 5 минут начнутся демонстрации экрана с нашими роликами, поэтому вы можете
Мгм.
просто выключить. Да. Как только начнем, включайте камеру.
Хорошо, хорошо.
Всё?
Спасибо, спасибо.
Не за что, не
Да.
за что.
Юля скинула какую-то. Вот это.
Это не твоя ссылка. Это на Аман. Старт.
What do you feel being here in Moscow, where all the people's sights direct to, where all the roads lead to? Delight of scale, which can be compared with limitless hospitality. In this vast of life, you feel constant movement without any intentions to stop. Moscow is the special place in the sight of the whole world. You cognize the contrasts, where traditions are nearby something new. You see the joy of every day and desire to be better. Moscow is the place of key events which are significant for the country. Here, you're filled with the spirit of culture, guarded for centuries and shared with the whole world. The city has got its special spirit, with buildings and streets telling their own amusing stories. You can reach to every part of the city by a real museum underground. The stations of Moscow Underground are true masterpieces. Here you enjoy the freedom of brave decisions, the freedom of revelations. You're inspired by perspectives, and you have the opportunity to share and get the priceless experience. Every moment is full of life, aspiration, and romance. You're overwhelmed with pride, the pride for the great achievements and historical breakthroughs. Tirelessly, you can relish Moscow. The city is the absolute leader of everything. The financial center of the country develops and grows skyward. Here you're filled with happiness, long-awaited meetings, and time spent in this city. Rejoice in the huge choice of the leisure merging into the atmosphere of shopping at modern shopping centres and famous stores. Then you can visit unique exhibitions of classic, modern and interactive arts. You discover the style of every detail and event. Pleasant rest in Moscow never stops, even at night. This city never sleeps. You have got an opportunity to visit the musical festival, to see the light show, and to take part in the brightest events of the city. Here you meet new friends, celebrate holidays on a grand scale, exalt victories, and light hearts. Moscow has its own for everybody. But in common, Moscow is the same for all. Moscow unites. See you in Moscow.
Good afternoon. Hi. I'm glad to welcome here all our tourism representatives from Qatar at our first digital roadshow, which, as you know, is aimed at strengthening the relations between Moscow and Qatar and tourism. But before we start, a few technical moments. Let me just share my slide about interpretation. Just a second. So to use the interpretation correctly, you need to press the button interpretation at the bottom of the screen and choose the language you are comfortable with. Like, for example, for you, it will be probably English. I will just let you see the slide for a few seconds for you to set all that you need. I hope you managed to set it out. If you have any questions about the interpretation, please write in the chat. We'll try to help you. And today, we are going to present what Moscow is now and what tourist products we can offer. And to create a very wonderful atmosphere of Moscow, I'd like to show a short video about our city. Very much. I hope you got a glimpse of what Moscow is today. And now I would like to present our very honored guests for today. The ambassador of the state of Qatar to the Russian Federation, His Excellency Ahmad Ben Nasser Al Thani, Deputy Head of the Department for External Economic and International Relations of Moscow, Mr. Oleg Shutenko, Deputy Chairman of Moscow City Tourism Committee, Mrs. Tatiana Sharshevitskaya, Head of International Division of Moscow City Tourism Committee, Ms. Anna Fonarkova, Minister for Tourism of the Chechen Republic, Mr. Muslim Bayraziyev, Head of Cultural Events Division of Garden Hermitage, Ms. Irina Turishcheva, Editor-in-Chief of magazine Russian Restaurant News, Ms. Evgenia Golomuz, and Account Manager of Visit Qatar in Moscow, Mr. Andrei Prishepov. And now, I would like to turn the floor over to the Ambassador of the State of Qatar to the Russian Federation, His Excellency Ahmed Ben Nasser Al Thani. Please, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy today will be with you, and that will be also, I'm very happy to be, that will be a very good relationship between Qatar and Russian Federation. Let me speak, in my mother language, and then that will be in speaking later on in English. Thank you very much for participating today. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. السادة الحضور المحترمين، أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا اللقاء المميز. بداية أشكر مديرية السياحة في حكومة موسكو على تنظيمها هذه الفعالية التي نرى فيها خطوة مهمة تساهم في تعزيز التعاون بين دولة قطر وروسيا الاتحادية في مجال السياحة. تربط دولة قطر مع روسيا الاتحادية علاقات قديمة تحمل طابع الصداقة. في السنوات الأخيرة شهدت العلاقات الثنائية نقلة نوعية بالمعنى الحقيقي للكلمة بما يلي مصالح البلدين ويتناسب مع إمكانياتهما، ويعزز الفضل الرئيسي في ذلك إلى العلاقات الطيبة جدا والاتصالات المستمرة بين حضرة صاحب السمو والشيخ تميم بن حمد آل ثاني حفظه الله وفخامة الرئيس الروسي فلاديمير بوتين. وجاءت مشاركة دولة قطر في منتدى سانت بطرسبرغ الاقتصادي الدولي بصفة الدولة الضيف في المنتدى، وتوجت المرحلة الحالية من العلاقات بين بلدينا. وكان التعاون في المجال السياحي بين بلدينا مكانة خاصة خلال أعمال المنتدى. وأجرى ممثلو قطاع السياحة القطري محادثات مع كبار المسؤولين الروس والمسؤولين في مدينة سانت بطرسبرغ العريقة. توجت بتوقيع مجلس قطر الوطني للسياحة مذكرة تفاهم لتعزيز حركة السياحة بين دولة قطر وسانت بطرسبرغ. كما وقعت الخطوط الجوية القطرية مذكرات تفاهم مع عدد من شركات النقل الجوي الروسية الكبيرة، ومذكرة تفاهم مع مدينة سانت بطرسبرغ تعزيز التعاون السياحي. وكانت هناك أيضا اتفاقيات ومذكرات تفاهم التعاون بين المؤسسات الثقافية والتعليمية في البلدين، وكذلك بين المتاحف وغيرها من اتفاقيات تصب جميعها في خدمة هدف تنشيط الحركة السياحية بين بلدينا. نتيجة لذلك الجهود واللقاءات وإلقاء التأشيرات السفر بين بلدينا والاستئناف شركة الطيران القطرية رحلاتها بين الدوحة وعدد من المدن الروسية، ترى اليوم زيادة ملموسة على أعداد السياح القطريين الذين زاروا روسيا صيف هذا العام. في المقابل نلمس تزايد الاهتمام من جانب المواطنين الروس بزيارة دولة قطر، وذلك على الرغم من ظروف كورونا والقيود المتصلة بها، مما يؤكد حقيقة الاهتمام المتبادل بتعزيز العلاقات على كافة المستويات بين بلدينا. ولا شك بأن تدفق السياحة في مختلف دول العالم إلى دولة قطر بما في ذلك من روسيا سيرتفع في الفترة القادمة، حيث أننا مقبلون على استضافة بطولة كأس العالم عام 2022. هذا الحدث الرياضي العالمي التاريخي الذي قامت دولة قطر بتهيئة البنية التحتية الضرورية له وفق أفضل المعايير العالمية، والتي تشكل في الوقت ذاته بنية تحتية فريدة من نوعها ومواصفاتها وإمكانياتها القطاع السياحي والسياح الذين نرحب بهم في دولة قطر من جميع أقطار العالم، والذين أعد لهم قطاع السياحة الوطني عروض ستثير دهشتهم، تشمل بما في ذلك السياحة البحرية والسياحة الصحراوية وسياحة الترفيه العائلية وسياحة المؤتمرات والمنتديات وغيرها. نرى أن السياحة ليست مجرد رافد للاقتصاد الوطني، ونظرا لأنها فرصة لبناء علاقات بين الشعوب، فإن هذه الصناعة رافد رئيسي أيضا للجهود الرسمية الرامية لتعزيز العلاقات الثنائية. وأود أن أختم الحديث إليكم اليوم بالتأكيد على أن هذه التدفق السياحي المقابل هو دليل على قوة العلاقات بين دولة قطر وروسيا الاتحادية. ونحن من جانبنا في سفارة دولة قطر مستعدون لمواصلة تعزيز الجهود لتقديم المساعدة في تطوير الاتصالات بين الشركات في مختلف القطاعات في دولة قطر وروسيا الاتحادية، بما يخدم هدف توسيع التعاون الاقتصادي الشامل بين بلدينا. أشكركم على حسن إصغائكم، وأتمنى لهذه الندوة ولكم جميعا التوفيق والسداد، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us here today, and thank you enormously for supporting our event. And now I would like to turn the floor over to Deputy Head of the Department for External Economic and International Relations of Moscow, Mr. Oleg Shutenko. Mr. Shutenko, please, the floor is all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, Your Excellency, many thanks to Mr. Ambassador for supporting our event at such high level. We are very pleased that Moscow's relations with the Arabian Gulf countries are actively developing, and the presence of distinguished guests today especially confirms the level of relation between Qatar and Moscow. Moscow actively cooperates with Qatar in various fields. Moscow will continue to interact closely with Qatar with mutual desire. The city of Moscow is confidentially and successfully developing in the field of tourism, attracting a large flows of visitors from different countries of the world. Qatar is one of the 4 Arab Gulf countries with the highest number of tourists coming to Moscow according to statistic reports. We would like to confirm our readiness to increase the level of cooperation with Qatar. It could be expressed in the signing of bilateral agreement between Moscow and Qatar, which would serve as a basis for expanding and strengthening interaction between our parties. Moscow, as you may know, was chosen as a world-leading city destination by the World Travel Awards in 2019 and 2020. Tourist rating also show that Moscow is in the top of 5 on the world's best cities ranking by Resonance Consultancy. Doha has been ranked 3rd trending destination in the world in TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Awards 2021. It is noted that Doha has also recently been declared as the 2nd safest city in the world, according numbers of crime indexed by City 2021. I truly believe that cooperation between regions will be fruitful, and sincerely hope that such successful development partners will continue to make joint efforts aimed at the implementation of existing bilateral agreements, which has significant positive effects on economies of the regions and promotes a full-fledged cultural exchange. As you may know, the Russian Federation has decided to nominate Moscow as a candidate city for the right to hold the World Universal Fair in 2030. Russia has been a regular participant in the Expo since the first exhibition in London, 1851. But despite the active participation in the exhibition movements, Russia has never hosted an exhibition on this territory. And in conclusion, we count on support of Moscow as a candidate city and on your vote for the Russian application during the ballot at the General Assembly in June 2023. We will be grateful for confirming respective position through diplomatic channels. Thank you very much.
Mr. Shutenko, thank you so much for your speech, and we'll try to do our best to strengthen and expand our relations with Qatar even more. And now I would like to present our next speakers, who is Mrs. Tatiana Shashevitskaya, Deputy Chairman of Moscow City Tourism Committee, and Ms. Anna Fonarkova, Head of International Division of Moscow City Tourism Committee. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you, Olga. Good afternoon, dear friends and colleagues. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Mr. Ambassador and Oleg Shutenko for your impressive speeches, and Moscow City Tourism Committee oversees the issues of tourism activities in Moscow and creates an attractive image of a hospitable city. In addition, we are in charge of communicating with foreign governments and attracting tourists from different countries, and for example, via events like today. And before Anna starts our presentation, I would like to congratulate to our Qatari colleagues with the Islamic New Year.
Hello, colleagues. Let me start the presentation. Yeah, here it is. Now I want to show you Moscow as it is today, as I see it, and as I want you to see it with me. Hope I will inspire you with our city. We live in new, rapidly changing times, and I would like to start with two things that concern modern tourists, that's visas and safety. So as for visas, from February 2020, an agreement on the mutual abolition of visa requirements entered into force between Russia and Qatar, and therefore to visit Russia, citizens of Qatar do not need any additional documents, and getting to Moscow from Doha by direct flight takes a little more than 5 hours. Regarding the safety issues, Moscow is successfully dealing with the pandemic, and we follow both our national safety protocols and global safety standards. In Moscow, all cultural institutions, restaurants, and cafes are open to visitors. Concerts and exhibitions are being held. Masks are not required on the streets and in open public spaces. A tourist arriving in Moscow needs to provide a PCR test upon arrival that was done no earlier than 72 hours before entering Russia. For a year, Russia has a digital assistant for planning trips around across the country, Ruspass. A service was developed by Moscow city government. Using it, travelers can buy train or plane tickets, book a hotel room, or find a restaurant, buy tickets to a museum or concert. Partners from the tourism and hospitality industry of Moscow and all Russian regions are involved in cooperation with this service to provide users a lot of options to choose from. This is one of the ways you can cooperate with Moscow. For example, to sell your joint tours with Moscow partners, or to find out new sites or places for your tours. And now let's dive in atmosphere of Moscow. Moscow has so many layers, and we Moscow residents and sometimes even tourists in our own city love it for a special vibe that makes each day here so colorful, bright, and not like any other. We value the historical and cultural heritage and happy to talk about it. We work a lot, but we certainly know how to spend our leisure time. And of course, we love to eat and know how to do it. Today, I would like to tell you how each Moscow guest can find something special for their own in the capital of Russia and live here for a week or two like local. So here you see our wonderful Central Park, Zaryadye, just near the Kremlin. Moscow is a tremendously attractive city that unites many areas into a single whole, and it will take really a lot of time to find out what Moscow is. To go around all the alleys and streets, to see museums, treasures of the past, and to get acquainted with today's modern Moscow. Moscow is the city that has absorbed a lot of amazing, valuable, and technological sites. Moscow is the keeper of century-old history, and you can find it in Kremlin museums, and, for example, Moscow Underground, that surely will take your breath away. Moscow is one of the leading modern metropolises in the world, and we keep up with the technologies, and you can check it out via our AR excursion through the city. But I think to get to know the capital better, first start with its history. Of course, for many tourists, the main point of attraction in the big city. In the center of city and center of Moscow, a lively, active 24/7 buzzing with events filled with history. But sometimes guests for the capital, like us, Moscovites, want to slow down, be alone with themselves and nature. And for this case, we have a lot of different Moscow parks that are a great opportunity for creativity and contemplation for both adults and children. Beautifully landscaped parks are not only about nature, but also a wide range of sports, cultural, and educational activities and events for every taste and age. We'll have a presentation of our colleague from one of the gardens located just in the center of the city. And I'm sure she will tell you more about it. We know that travelers from Middle East often come with families and with children, from toddlers to teens, and Moscow is a big and fast, but Moscow is not only a city for successful and always in a hurry grown-ups, it's also for young, curious travelers. And as always, all the best for them. Attractions in Moscow parks, entertainment complexes, an ice cream factory on the highest observation desk in Europe, that is 327 meters high, and interactive excursion programs, and much more. Moscow offers so many different ways how to spend your time, free time here, and I will show you a few examples. And since we have started with about bird's eye views, then you probably understand that the skies in Russia is not the limit for us. Russia is a space power, as I'm sure you know, and Moscow provides many opportunities for everyone to explore the universe. Adults and children can study all the details of preparing for a flight into space, learn about life of spacemen in the orbit, and discover unknown worlds in the new space pavilion on Vydnaya Park and in the Museum of Cosmonautics. And you can continue your acquaintance with space in the Start City in just the nearest Moscow region, where real cosmonauts are trained. If space seems too distant for you, but the sky still attracts you, you have the opportunity to see the whole city sitting in the passenger seat of the helicopter or plane, or riding over the Moscow River in one of the cable car cabins, overlooking the greenery of Sparrow Hills and endless Moscow in the Assumption, for example. How to spend your days here in Moscow is up to you. We understand that guests from GCC region, GCC countries are used to high standards of their lifestyle, so Moscow surely can offer it. Let us imagine one of the days like this here in Moscow. Maybe you want in the morning you want to go to horse races and see some wonderful stallions at the Moscow Hippodrome. After the lunch, play golf on one of the best courses in Moscow with bright green lawns and high quality service. For the evening, we can suggest shuttling up a trip on one of the cruise ships sailing along the Moscow River at sunset, or attend a ballet or opera and watch the talented artists from Bolshoi Theater Box on one of the world's great stages. So dear friends, I hope I managed to inspire you by our city. And finally, I would like to add a few more details about Moscow. For most of us, Moscow is filled with new emotions, new impressions, and opens up to those who carefully examine this masterpiece. I think that getting to know a new city should never be too tiresome, and I'm sure that in any trip it's worth finding some me time. And in our city, it means seeing a different side, relaxed, unhurried, hedonistic. Moscow is a true gastronomic adventure, cool shopping locations, and plenty places where you can take care of yourself. And I will also, I would like to add and to announce that in fall we expect Michelin's arrival in Moscow and release of the legendary guide. Will become even more attractive for foodies and hedonists. I think my colleagues will tell you more about interesting shopping, green sports, some gastronomic places, and our regional cooperation. So on the last slide, you can see our website, and you can use it for more inspiration and to find out something maybe much more new about Moscow. So welcome to our website and welcome to Moscow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for very inspiring presentation of our city, and I'm sure that everyone has found something new and unique about Moscow. And I'm happy to join Mrs. Tatiana and congratulate our colleagues on Islamic New Year. And now I would like to introduce our next speaker, who is head of Cultural Events Division of the Garden Hermitage, Miss Irina Turisheva. Miss Irina, please, welcome.
Уважаемые коллеги,
Dear colleagues, partners, good afternoon. I'm very happy to participate in this event, and it is with great pleasure that I present the Hermitage Garden for Muscovites and Moscow's visitors. For decades, it's been one of the most favorite places for recreation, even though Moscow has many parks. And some of the recreational places offer a lot of services, a lot of entertainment, but people still come here to Karetny Rad, where this garden, splendid garden, is located. Moscow Hermitage Garden is a monument to gardening and landscaping. It's located in the city center at Karetny Rad Street. Its area is almost 5 hectares, and flower beds and greenery take up to 50% of its area. A little bit about its history. In the 18th century, there was a large demand for horse carriages in Moscow. So this is how Karetny Rad Street was first developed. And later, in that place, at the Ulantsova estate in the historic center of Moscow, this garden was started. It was called Hermitage, which means in French a place of solitude. It became the first entertainment garden with pavilions, with stages, with coffee shops, etc. This year, on July 16th, we celebrated our 127th anniversary. We have 3 theaters in our garden: New Opera, Sphere, and Hermitage Theater. They're all cultural heritage sites. Also, in the garden, we have multiple architectural objects, busts to Dante Alighieri and Victor Hugo. We also identified other cultural heritage sites. The first electric lamppost of the 19th century. There is a silver heart, a monument to all those who are in love. And we also have busts of great Russian composer Tchaikovsky and Glinka there next to the stage. In 2012, as part of the government program to develop the tourism industry, operations started on landscaping. And so large-scale operations were done to improve our infrastructure and to improve landscaping as well. Annually, the garden is attended by over 2 million people. Admission is free, But still, what is it that attracts this garden? Why visitors come? It's located in the center of a large city. It is a quiet, calm, cozy place where you can have a quiet moment among the hustle and bustle of the city. Also, you can visit shows in one of the theaters. There are 3 of them, or attend other cultural events which are regularly held on the territory of the garden. So the layout of the garden is such that it helps to meet requirements of all the visitors. We have ballet studio, we have children musical studio, dancing studios, drawing studio, and children clubs. We also have free Wi-Fi. We have cafes and shops as well. Every year, we hold major citywide events on different topics, international festivals, theater festival, music festivals, creative events, so that have become our signature events. And we always we have some creative activities for children as well. We actively cooperate with charities, and we regularly hold socially oriented activities and festivals. In the summer, we set up tennis tables. We also have summer movie theater, which is has a large screen and unusual audience. So you don't have chairs, but you have cushions. So, and also in this winter, we have 2 skating rinks, one with artificial ice covering of 100 square meters and with natural ice of 400 square meters. Thanks to the artificial ice covering, the rink can be operating in any kind of weather, even during thaws. Also, we have warm locker rooms, we have cafes. From May to September, we conduct regular activities like yoga, fitness, gymnastics, Pilates, dances of all types, modern dances, historic jazzes, jazz, rock and roll. Painting classes are also offered, and also plein air painting for children. We have children clubs in the summertime in different areas. Also, we have daycare groups for children. Even though our area is fairly small and being located in the city center, we were able to create a perfect balance where people can find quiet and also find something cultural. So you can find something for yourself and find an interesting event. So welcome to Moscow and welcome to the Hermitage Garden, and thank you for your attention.
Miss Irina, thank you so much. I think we all agree that it's so great that we have such wonderful parks right in the center of Moscow. And now I'm glad to turn the floor over to Miss Evgenia Golomouzi, who is editor-in-chief of the magazine Russian Restaurant News. Miss Evgenia, please welcome. I'm sorry, I think we have a few technical moments with Evgenia. She will be back in a few seconds. Let's just wait for a few minutes. I think there might be some trouble with your internet connections. I think we could maybe I know. I see her here. So Miss
Really
Evgenia,
sorry.
are you okay? Can
Yes,
you
I'm just going to try it again. I'm really sorry. Something didn't work. I'm going to just share my screen with you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just a second. Sorry. Share. I hope that works. Yes. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Some strange reason. Okay. Let's start again. I'm really sorry. I hope you can hear me. Yes, everything works, Yulia? Yeah, that's great. My name is Evgenia Golomuz, and I'm the editor-in-chief of one of the eldest Russian magazines about restaurants. And I'll tell you what there is to eat in Moscow right now. Moscow is flourishing. Right now, it's one of the busiest and one of the fast developing gastronomical cities on the face of Earth. And I think this is the time when it is right to visit our city, especially because during the pandemic, we didn't have many visitors. So our chefs had lots and lots of time to create quite an amazing sets and quite an amazing dinners. Okay, one of the first restaurants I'd like to tell you about is the super fine dining. It's number 13 right now on the top 50 best of Russian restaurants. It's White Rabbit. The head chef of the restaurant is Vladimir Mukhin, and what he's creating is his take. It's quite an amazing and imaginative taste of Russian cuisine, Russian products, Russian farm products. And what's important that you can order a la carte. There's quite a large menu with the traditional Russian classics and the new take of the fine dining. And there is also the set menu. There is also a chef's table, which runs 4 or 5 times a week. And at the chef's table, you can try different chefs from the White Rabbit family and different visiting chefs. What's also important, as it is a fine dining restaurant, you can pre-order in advance and they can swap certain dishes. They can take some of the things that you might not be inclined to eat and they can swap meat onto the halal meat. Please also note that most of the restaurants I will be telling you about, they do serve alcohol, but most of them will be providing a private areas. Also, what's important is the booking system. If you're a group of 4 or more people, we kindly required to order book in advance, because most restaurants would not be able to accommodate large groups of 6 people or more. The second restaurant I'd like to tell you about is the Twins Garden. Twins Garden is run by 2 chefs who are twins, Ivan and Sergei Berezutsky, and the restaurant has the most amazing views over the city center. It's quite clean lines and it's really, really tastefully done. They have one of the largest wine collections in the city of Moscow and in Russia itself. And what's also important, they have a la carte menu, but also have a set menu. They have the set menu, which runs exquisitely on vegetables. So it's vegetable menu with the vegetable wines, non-alcoholic pairing, which not many Russian restaurants can boast about. And they have a standard set menu. We do advise you to call in advance, to book in advance, and tell them about your dietary requirements, because they can remove things that you won't be eating and they will be able to replace the meat with halal options. Other restaurant, which is also right in the city center, right by the Bread Square, is the Sava restaurant. Sava is run by Andrei Shmakov, the chef with the 25-year experience, and has the most incredible and really stylish surroundings. Right by the Red Square, you can have an excursion there. You can walk down to the restaurant and you can have, for example, tea or coffee, order quite a famous cake, honey cake there. They do accommodate large groups and they have quite a nice area upstairs, which is secluded from the downstairs area. They also have chef's table, and as they're based within a hotel, they are very used to catering for different cultures. So if you do order in advance, they will be able to accommodate your requirements. They do swap meat onto the halal options. They do serve alcohol, which is also quite important. We also advise, whilst you're in Moscow, is to try at least 1 or 2 traditional Russian restaurants, the restaurants that serve traditional Russian food. One of the oldest one, and also right on Tverskaya, not far from the main hotels and right on the main street that goes right through the city, is the Pushkin restaurant. Pushkin serves traditional Russian cuisine and it's part of the Dlos family. They have several rooms. They have separate rooms upstairs, downstairs. They have a small bar, and they serve what's known as traditional Russian food using the old recipes. As it's part of the big catering company, they also can serve halal meat and remove any pork dishes from the menu if you order in advance and if you book in advance. They do require for the parties of 4 people or more to book in advance. The other restaurant, which is also part of the Delos family, is based by the Ukraine Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel. It's Matryoshka. It's really, really beautiful. And what they serve is the traditional Russian food. Can you hear me? Yes? Can you hear me? Yeah, it works. Yeah, okay. What they serve is the take on traditional classics, but with a beautiful setting, in beautiful plating. It's very, very upscale, and it's very, very beautiful. It's Instagram worthy interiors, and it's very comfortable. They have also quite of areas, and they have a large table which can accommodate 12 people or more. We also know that there is an interest in seafood. Moscow is the city of 5 ports, as we call it. We have quite a lot of deliveries, and first of all, the seafood from the northern seas and from the eastern seas come first to Moscow and then on to the rest of Russia. So all the freshest seafood can be found exclusively here. One of the best restaurants we can advise you on is the Ervin Reka Morya. And what they do, they have over 50 type of dishes with the completely different seafood, ranging from the river food, river fishes to the any seafood you can think of. They deep fry, they grill, they fry, they boil, anything you can think of, fresh, ceviches, tartars, anything you can think. And what's good about this restaurant, they have quite a lot of areas for the large parties. They have very, very comfortable interiors, and they have private rooms. They also ask you, if you want to have a large party, to book and to call in advance, and they'll be very, very happy to accommodate you. It's quite a good location right next to this restaurant that has big for the summer party, for the summertime lounge, and one of the most beautiful ones right now in the cities, and one of the largest ones. The other restaurant, which is on Belaruska, which is quite a business district of Moscow, is the Boston Seafood. This is more traditional take on seafood, and might be something you might be more used to food for. So anything you can think of served there. They also have squared off areas, and they're quite a comfortable system, and their waiters are very fluent in English, so it will be quite easy to communicate with them, as they've been working for the company for over 20 years. There's quite a large Muslim community in Moscow, so there are quite a lot of Muslim-owned restaurants. That doesn't mean that they don't serve alcohol, which is important, I know, for some of you, but they do serve quite the food that you'll be used to, and they do have quite a large halal selection. One of the oldest right on the Novy Arbat street is Taj Mahal, and Taj Mahal, please let the name not confuse you, doesn't only serve Indian food. They have quite a large Oriental and European menu, and all the meat that they provide is halal. They do have shisha, they do have alcohol on their menu, but they have quite nice areas that are catered off, and quite nice outside area. The other restaurant off the Tverskaya street is Mr. Livanets, and this is Arab food. One of the most popular with the visitors from your countries, because the people who work there, they speak language, and it's Muslim owned, and it's very, very traditional dishes. They try not to do anything with the recipes, nothing modern about it, traditional plating, etc. Also, they do serve shisha and alcohol, and have quite nice outside lounge area. One of the restaurants we would like to recommend to visit is the Chihan. Chihan has a guy on the right-hand side, is the chef of the Chihan, and he does quite a show with the meat there. The menu is halal meat 100%, and nearly every dish has a little show about it. And the waiters there are mostly Turkish, so they speak language, and they're quite very friendly. This quite recommended. There is one restaurant we were able to find that is alcohol-free, and it's halal and Muslim-owned. It's Zhiyest. It's Dagestan food from one of the regions of Russia, and it's we would highly recommend. As part of the Russia, it has a very different taste, and it's very meat-based, but there are lots and lots of dough-based dishes, there are lots and lots of baked things, and also it's a really nice place to come and have a tea, cake, and sweet dishes. There is also large Uzbek and a Kyrgyz community, and what's important, they brought with them quite a large chain of small halal and Muslim-owned restaurants. They serve quite traditional foods for Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, pilaf here, and lots of soups and lots of baked dishes. They're usually very, very cheap, and usually you'll be able to find them by the metro station, and they serve quite quickly and support the Muslim community here. We also know that there is an interest in patisseries, and Moscow is famous for them. Lots and lots of places around here to just sit down, have a cake, and not just a cake, but one of the best cakes in Europe and the world, we think. Like Nika Pastry is Muslim owned, and the chef there, the patisserie chef, trained in Paris and brought over here her experience. So this is one of the places definitely to go to. The other one, which is really, really fashionable, with quite a great interior, is Lila, right on Sretin, with a large choice of cakes and teas also. Whilst you're here, whilst you're in Moscow, we definitely recommend visiting our food markets. There are two right in the city center, and one of them is Danilovsky Market, which is over 30 years old, and about 6-7 years ago had quite a good refurbishment. There you can walk around, have a look what Russia has to offer, from cakes and drinks to meat, fish, and you can buy their fresh fruit and see what's in season right now. But also what they have here is small stalls like presented here. Well, you will see ladies and gentlemen cooking food straight away, so you'll be able to taste something there. There are two sets of halal and Muslim-owned stalls. One is Uzbek and one Dagestan, so you can try them as well. The other one, the largest food court in Europe with over 75 corners. There is Depot. It's right by the Belaruskaya Street, and it's a place where you can spend the whole day because there is always something to do. There's always music, DJs, etc. But there's also quite a large range of food, you know, from Chinese, Indian, Moroccan to traditional Russian, Siberian Russian. There is also wine bars, beer bars, etc. And right by the Moscow Depot, there is a big halal restaurant which is called Chef Amazonia, with a quite a large selection of meats, etc., and a really good service with a good outside area. Moscow right now is really one of the most inspiring food-wise cities in the world, I think, because you can taste anything. You can go fine dining in the afternoon, and in the evening you can go and try, you know, food from all over the country. You can have a cake, or you can spend any evening in immersed dinner company like Krasota. So I would really advise you to come. And one of the main things is advise your guests to book in advance. Our restaurateurs would be really, really happy to cater for them. They would be really happy to allow for dietary requirements, remove pork products, you know, swap meat onto halal options. But they only can do that if the tables are booked in advance. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Evgenia, thank you so very much. The restaurants are beautiful, and I think all of us want to go to them like right now. And our next speaker is Mr. Muslim Bayraziyev, who is Minister for Tourism of the Chechen Republic. Mr. Bayraziyev, please, the floor is all yours.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum. Good afternoon, dear friends. I'm happy to welcome you here. And Mr. Ambassador, welcome. I would like to thank the Moscow City Tourism Committee for giving us a chance to share about our republic. As you may know, Moscow with the Republic of Chechen developed a product called Moscow Plus. So tourists who not only from Middle East, but all foreign tourists can use this product and visit not only multifaceted city of Moscow, but also one of the Muslim regions in the Russian Federation, which is the Chechen Republic in this case. And let me start my presentation now. Sorry, it takes a short while, but here we are. Okay, So our tourist slogan for the Republic of Chechnya is the land of heroes. And if you look at the history of our republic, it's clear and obvious that this is a land of people who have switched to the path of contemplation, and one of the most destroyed regions of the Russian Federation was transformed one of the best destinations for tourism.
Отлично. Столицей
So the capital of Chechnya is the city of Grozny. We have 5 flights from Moscow daily. We also have flights from Dubai, Istanbul, and Antalya. The main religion in Chechnya is Islam. Our capital was founded in 1818, and currently it's one of the brightest examples in terms of architecture, design, and the way it is maintained in Northern Caucasus. We have 2 5-star hotels in our city, and they're the only 5-star hotels in Northern Caucasus. Speaking of points of attractions for tourists, I should highlight the city center, high-rise buildings with the Phoenix Tower that you can see here on the slide. It's a 45-story building, which is the tallest building in Northern Caucasus. Mosque Heart of Chechnya is located in the very city center. We also have Ahmad Haji Kadyrov Mosque, which is quite popular for tourists. It was built in a classic Turkish style, and it can host 10,000 people, but the largest mosques and the most attractive is Prophet Muhammad Mosque, located in Shali, and it can host 30,000 people. So it's clad with marble from the Greek island of Tasks. One of the important geographic destinations that tourists and locals enjoy is a high altitude lake called Kezin Am. It's located at the altitude of 1,870 meters, and infrastructure for tourism is already there. We have hotels, there are rental shops for different activities. Also at this lake, we hold a sailing regatta, which is in terms of altitude, is the unique than the Orgun Gorge is a unique place. It's one of the longest gorges in Northern Caucasus that lasts for 120 kilometers. It's a fascinating landscapes which are stunning, and also there are over 600 cultural sites that capture a history of the Chechen people, and you can see one of them here, 2 twin towers that date back to the 12th and 14th centuries. So Nikholoi Waterfalls is a favorite place for our tourists, and waterfalls are also located in the same gorge, and this river it joins the Argun River. So there are 12 waterfalls. The highest is 25 meters tall. Also, we have all the necessary infrastructure in place for travelers. Also, is a tourist and recreation complex, Veduchi. I noted it's a all year round complex. It's being built currently. It will be completed in 2023, and it will have over 16 kilometers of ski slopes. But even now, It has all the necessary infrastructure for recreation. We have service buildings, we have hotels, restaurants, we have rental points, and we have the longest in the world all year slope for skiing and snowboards of 1 kilometer long. Binoy is an area which is a gem in Chechnya in terms of being picturesque. So this is not Photoshop, it's a real photo. So you can see the color of the water that comes from the springs of Yassi River. And we have a tourist base there that offers various options for hosting travelers there. Another unique product for us is Russian Special Forces universities, where you can ride a buggy, which is manufactured there in Chechnya. You can fly in one of the largest aerodynamic tubes in Europe, and also go through shooting, firing training at the university. The university itself is meant to train special forces, but its concept is such that they can also receive civilians and tourists. Annually, we have multiple events in our republic, gastronomic festivals, cultural festivals. We have Shashlik Bashlik, gastronomic festival, Bainovskaya Spring. Then we have Sailing Regatta that I already mentioned. We have coffee festivals. So calendar of events in the Chechen Republic is very vast. As I mentioned before, jointly with the Moscow City Tourist Committee, we have developed programs that will help you not only visit Moscow, but you can also, depending on your preferences, you can select one of the programs to visit Chechnya. Thank you very much for your attention. I understand that 5 minutes or 7 minutes is not enough to tell you everything about Chechnya, but if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to take them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was a very beautiful and nice presentation, and I'm sure many of us have
So good afternoon, dear colleagues, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for your time. I would like to thank as well the Moscow City Tourism Committee for giving us an opportunity to present some facts about beautiful destination Qatar. Today, I will try to inspire you to travel to Qatar, and we'll definitely wait for you as soon as the borders between our countries are open again. Following the closure of its borders in March 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Qatar has been at the forefront of the biosafety movement within the tourism industry and has recently reopened its borders to international travelers who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 with vaccines that are approved by the Ministry of Public Health in Qatar, which includes Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson. Qatar Tourism has rolled out the best-in-class Qatar Clean program in partnership with the Ministry of Public Health in all hotels and sector across the country. This includes social distancing, frequent sanitization of surfaces, and touchless payments to ensure a safe experience in hotels, shopping malls, health clubs, and salons. With tourism an important pillar of the Qatar National Vision 2030, our goal at Qatar Tourism is to establish the country as a world-leading destination and welcome more than 6 million visitors a year by 2030. To achieve our mission, an extensive tourism development strategy is underway as we work to diversify and build our appeal for residents and visitors. Qatar is constantly evolving to ensure visitors have a seamless and unforgettable trip. We have identified 6 demand spaces that are being targeted in our tourism and development strategy. They are Sun, Sea and Sand, Active Holidays, Relax and Rejuvenate, Culture Enthusiasts, Luxury City Breaks, and Romantic Getaways. So key leisure attractions and experiences that support these demand spaces will be a priority. With a variety of breathtaking beaches, sunshine all year, the gastronomy choices for all tastes, and a diversity of activities, Qatar is increasing its offering in the destination while becoming best vacation spot for all type of tourists. As Qatar prepares to reopen its borders to international visitors, it retains its position as the safest country in the world, ranking #1 for the 2nd consecutive year in Olary Guest Experience 2020 Numbeo Safety Index. Qatar is also the most open country in the Middle East. Citizens of more than 80 countries, including Russian citizens, do not need a visa to visit Qatar. Qatar prioritizes safety along each visitor touchpoint. Guests will experience this from the moment they board the award-winning airline Qatar Airways to when they navigate through Hamad International Airport, which boasts the latest cutting-edge security screening technology, as well as advanced contactless technology at security checkpoints. Hamad International Airport is also the first airport in the Middle East and Asia to be awarded a 5-star COVID-19 airport safety rating by Skytrax. And a few days ago, Hamad International Airport received another award from Skytrax as the best airport in the world. Beyond safety measures, we have invested in new and existing tourism assets in preparation to welcome visitors back when it is safe to do so. One exciting recent hotel opening is the Banyan Tree Doha, a 5-star luxury property elegantly designed by renowned interior designer Jack Garcia. Other hotel openings on the horizon this year include the Pullman Doha West Bay, a 5-star Accor property, the JW Marriott West Bay, which features an eye-catching and towering exterior, and the Steigenberger Hotel, famed for its exclusive hospitality. The country is also recognized as home to some of the world's leading wellness facilities, as demand continues to grow for wellness getaways. Earlier this year was the much anticipated opening of the Hilton Salva Beach Resort and Villas. The resort, set across 3.5 kilometers of picturesque private beaches, features beautiful and spacious beach villas, each with private pools and gardens. It also has the largest theme and water park in Qatar and a new luxury destination spa, which offers unique, personalized, world-class experiences that showcase the warmth of Qatar's hospitality. Russia is a priority market for Qatar's tourism drive, and we are continuously striving to ensure the needs of Russian visitors are met across every element of travel as we work towards our goal of becoming a world-leading destination. Qatar is a fantastic destination for sun, sea, and sand holidays, which are particularly very popular in the Russian market. But that is not all Qatar offers guests. Our proposition covers not only beach escapes, but also active holidays, city breaks, romantic getaways, and incredible options for cultural enthusiasts, and the best of the Middle East in terms of culture and heritage. Qatar is deeply rooted in its history, but allows tourists to experience the true Qatari culture and hospitality. The Souk Waqif marketplace, which you can see on this slide, preserves and represents Qatar's cultural heritage and immerses visitors in a completely different Oriental world, in the middle of cosmopolitan city of Doha. Many shops sell traditional handicrafts such as woven fabrics, rugs or glass ornaments, while restaurants such as Sheikh Al Shamus and Al Jasra offer authentic Qatari cuisine. This Arab market is not only a tourist destination, but also a real lively Arab bazaar where Qatari women buy spices and fabrics, and dad and son come to the Falcon Hospital to help their pet. I still remember my first feelings when I entered the Souk Waqif market. I got out of the car and immediately found myself among the bright colors of carpets, fabrics, and of course, incomparable aromas of spices. Be sure to go to the Sheikh Al Shamus restaurant for breakfast, which I mentioned just above. These breakfasts are prepared by a legendary Qatari woman. You got a lot of positive impressions from communicating with the owner of the cafe, and of course, a delicious traditional Qatari breakfast. Steeped in history and surrounded by modern architecture, Qatar is a place where the old and new worlds combine, which is reflected in its wide selection of museums. Qatar's museums are a culture enthusiast's dream, showcasing the country's fascinating history and rich heritage. For visitors keen to explore beyond the hotel, the National Museum of Qatar is a worthwhile visit for an experience of Middle Eastern history. Named as one of Time magazine's greatest places to visit in 2019, the museum's iconic building displays spectacular architecture. Architect Jean Nouvel was inspired by the natural phenomenon of the desert rose, leaf-shaped crystal formations that occur in particularly hot and dry desert areas. Inside, the museum houses 11 immersive and experiential galleries, each guiding visitors through 3 significant chapters in Qatar's history. When I found myself for the first time in this museum, I spent more than 15 minutes at each of the huge screens on which they show very bright and emotional videos about the traditions of the country. And to be honest, I did not want to leave. From the Museum of Islamic Art, designed by renowned architect I.M. Pei, to the 4 heritage houses of Shayrep museums that celebrate the history of Qatar, and the Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Al Thani Museum that features Sheikh's personal collection. Qatar's variety of museums and galleries offer visitors a glimpse into Arab heritage and culture. The museums of Qatar contain a huge number of unique exhibits. For example, in the Sheikh Faisal Museum, you can find a whole Syrian house with a courtyard and a fountain, which Sheikh Faisal carefully brought back from his trip to Syria. The capital of Qatar, Doha, perfectly represents the blend of Arabic artistic and cultural heritage with a cosmopolitan and futuristic vision that immerses travelers in another world. One of the outstanding architectural structures is the Education City Mosque, a mosque designed by Manguera Ivars architect. The outer facade of the mosque is covered in relief verses from the Quran, designed by Iraqi architect and calligrapher Taha Al-Hiti, and hundreds of small round windows permeate the flowing white cavernous structure. The 2 minarets extend 90 meters into the sky and point directly to Mecca. For travelers with an eye for art, Qatar offers some of the most unique cultural experiences in the Middle East, with a number of contemporary sculptures and statues in the country. The progressive style of many of the monuments makes Qatar a heaven for fans of modern art. With world-class art free to all exploring the eclectic streets of the capital, Doha's outstanding collection of public sculptures such as the Miracle's Journey by Damien Hirst and 7 by Richard Serra make the city a walking museum for keen culture enthusiasts. Venturing out the desert, will not disappoint as East-West, West-East, a truly epic and mind-blowing art installation, which you can see on this slide, can be seen on a visit to the limestone rock formations outside Tikrit. It is just over an hour's drive from the capital of Qatar. The emotions you get from this place you will not experience anywhere else. Qatar is the perfect place for visitors to step out of their comfort zone and challenge themselves with adventurous activities. The sand dunes of desert around Khor Al Adaid, also known as the Inland Sea, a vast expanse of water surrounded by desert sand, offer stark beauty. More than 11,000 square kilometers of desert located less than an hour from the city center are a popular destination for recreational safaris to admire the breathtaking scenery. The Inland Sea is a natural wonder. There are only 2 such places on the planet where sea meets the desert, and one of them is in Qatar. Whether it is aboard a 4x4 SUV or a quad, practicing sandboarding or taking a camel ride, the soft Qatari dunes are just waiting to be explored. In the desert, you can also enjoy excellent culinary experiences of exciting camping nights under the stars in a luxurious glamping tent. Well-known restaurants are establishing themselves in the Qatari capital, which boasts over 3,000 restaurants, attracting tens of thousands of diners each day. Additionally, Doha hosts a collection of gourmet restaurants, over 15 of which are run by Michelin star chefs, including Nobu at the Four Seasons Hotel Doha and Hakkasan at the St. Regis Doha. Qatar Tourism is undertaking a range of initiatives to make Qatar a key sports tourism destination. During the FIFA World Cup, Qatar in 2022 will be one of the most in-demand destinations on the planet, and the event has put an even brighter spotlight on the country. We are taking the opportunity to diversify our offering and broaden our appeal to visitors. The host of the World Cup, Qatar is investing in exceptional sports stadiums and facilities like the Khalifa International Stadium, and also in improvements to tourism offering. In conclusion, I would say to achieve our mission, we are diversifying and building our appeal for residents and visitors. With over 105 new hotels and service departments currently under construction, we have something for everyone and offer the best of the Middle East in one place. With 5-star resorts and hotels, a diverse culinary scene, museums and cultural sites, as well as wide range of outdoor activities available, the country is an ideal destination for travelers who come in the lead up and at and beyond the FIFA World Cup 2022. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, and thank you for letting us know Qatar a little bit closer. And Anna, a few words from you.
Yeah, I just want to thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador, and other colleagues that supported our event. And we do really hope for the fruitful B2B meetings between our tourist business sectors after this part of the event. And also maybe the Qatar presentation will be the good opportunity for inbound and outbound companies to cooperate between them. Thank you so much, and have a good day for all of us.
Thank you, and we kindly invite all the participants back to B2B sessions. I hope you will set as many as possible. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your all, and we hope to see you in Doha in 2022 in the World Cup, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We will. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.